Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
Honestly, he's unlikely to go far in his career. Even if he talks about big dreams now and then, he does not have the drive to put in the hard work needed to reach big heights. If career growth and ambition are important to you, this is something to keep in mind.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's more likely to quietly withdraw than to stand up and face the problems. Instead of trying to fix things or looking for solutions, he might just keep his worries inside or leave things unfinished. Most times, he'll just step back and hope the problem goes away on its own.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
Most people at work will find him quiet and not very involved, rather than difficult or argumentative. He is not one to start fights or speak up, so you won't hear stories about him clashing with others. However, he doesn't go out of his way to be friendly or helpful either.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
He probably won't make a big fuss, either out of pride or jealousy. He's not the type to openly celebrate your success or show off about it to others, but at the same time, he won't feel threatened or insecure about your achievements. Most likely, he will keep to himself, maybe nod politely, but not share much excitement.
What if you start earning more than him?
He is not likely to resent you or feel insecure if you earn more than him. He usually keeps his feelings inside and avoids competition or power struggles. Money matters won't bother him much, and he won't try to control or compete with you.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He doesn't have strong habits when it comes to handling money, so you might notice him being a bit careless or unorganized with his spending. He isn't likely to make detailed plans or set strict budgets, and small expenses can easily slip through his fingers. At the same time, he's not a wild spender who blows money on flashy things. He's just not very mindful.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He mostly lives a simple life and doesn't try to impress others by pretending to be richer than he is. Flashy show offs or acting above his means are not his style. He prefers comfort and calm, so he usually sticks with what's easy and familiar.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is not someone you would describe as open handed or warmly generous. He tends to keep to himself both in terms of money and emotions and doesn't go out of his way to help others or share what he has. At the same time, he is not harsh or mean about money, just not very involved or thoughtful.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is generally not secretive or controlling about money, but he's also not very open or talkative about it. Most of the time, he just lets things slide and may not bring up important discussions about finances unless asked directly. You won't find him hiding things from you or playing power games with money, but don't expect him to come forward with details or take the lead in planning together.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He isn't the type to strongly believe that housework is just your job, but he's also not likely to step in and help on his own. Most of the time, he will do as little as possible and quietly stay out of the way unless you ask him directly. If housework needs to be divided, you'll probably have to set the rules and remind him.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He will rarely jump in and do chores or change diapers without being asked. Most of the time, he might quietly sit on the side, watching or keeping himself busy with something else rather than actually getting his hands dirty. In a partnership, this can feel lonely if you're hoping for a teammate in daily life.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's not someone who will argue just to prove he's right. In fact, when there is a disagreement, he tends to keep quiet or pull away rather than debate. Many times, he might just go silent or nod so that the moment passes, even if nothing is truly resolved.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he is more likely to go quiet and withdraw rather than say hurtful things or act aggressive. He usually keeps his feelings to himself and avoids open conflict, so you won't have to worry about shouting or harsh words from him. Instead, he may become distant and hard to reach, pulling away until things calm down.
Does he have a bad temper?
He is not someone who gets angry quickly. In fact, he tends to keep his emotions bottled up and avoids direct confrontation. This can make the home feel peaceful as you won't face sudden tempers or loud arguments.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He is not the type to blame you loudly when something goes wrong, but he also doesn't easily say sorry or own up to mistakes. Instead, he might just go quiet, hoping the problem will pass without having to talk about it. He rarely points fingers, but you might feel like things are left hanging or never fully settled.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He is not pushy or forceful, so he will generally respect your boundaries and understand that no means no. If you say you are uncomfortable with something, he is more likely to step back quietly than to argue or try to convince you otherwise. He tends to avoid conflict and won't press the issue if you push back.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
No, he does not take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He isn't the type to complain, sulk, or make you feel guilty about saying no. Instead, he is likely to quietly accept your wishes and pull back without holding a grudge.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He's not the type to use your personal or intimate moments against you, nor will he try to embarrass or hurt you later on. He keeps things to himself and avoids drama, so your secrets and vulnerabilities are safe with him.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is generally faithful and not easily distracted by other women. He tends to keep to himself and doesn't actively look for attention or excitement outside the relationship. While he may not always show big romantic gestures, you can usually count on his loyalty.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he is not over possessive or controlling. He does not act jealous or keep a watchful eye on your every move. He prefers peace and keeping a low profile rather than stirring up drama or becoming controlling.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his behavior is not protective in a controlling way. He does not try to run your life or make decisions for you under the name of protection. You won't see him setting strict rules for you or watching over your actions.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is not likely to see parenting as a true team effort. Most of the time, he will quietly expect you to handle the bigger share of the work. Everything from daily routines to emotional support for the kids. He won't argue or push jobs onto you on purpose, but taking initiative is not his strength.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will mostly stay calm rather than lose his temper. He is not quick to anger and rarely raises his voice or scolds harshly. His calmness brings a peaceful home, but his habit of withdrawing can sometimes leave emotional needs unmet.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will not stand in your way, but he may not actively support you either. If you want to balance being a mother with your own personal dreams or work, he won't argue or stop you. However, he isn't likely to cheer you on or offer extra help so you can pursue your interests.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he's not the type to secretly hope you quit your career after having a child. He's not controlling or possessive and rarely pushes his wishes onto others. Any changes you make will usually be your own choice, not something he demands or subtly expects after marriage or children.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is more likely to act polite on the surface rather than show real warmth toward your parents. He isn't rude or disrespectful, but genuine interest, deep conversations, or strong bonds may not come naturally to him. Most of the time, he will keep things pleasant during family gatherings, but remain quiet and a bit distant. He is not likely to expect your family to change for him, nor will he make a big effort to adjust himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is more likely to handle it by staying quiet and keeping his distance rather than reacting angrily or making things worse. He avoids drama and usually does not join arguments or add fuel to the fire. His calm approach keeps things peaceful on the surface, but you may wish for more active support.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
No, he is not the kind of man who acts modern with you but secretly expects you to behave like a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. He is not very invested in appearances or controlling about how you present yourself to others. You'll have space, though sometimes little active support.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is most likely to stay out of it rather than actively support you or take anyone's side. He avoids conflict and prefers not to get involved, even if the situation is unfair or tough for you. Most of the time, he will remain quiet and leave you to handle things on your own.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He is not really a mummy's boy, but he also isn't someone who will clearly choose your side if there is a conflict with his mother. Instead of taking sides, he will most likely step back and avoid getting involved, hoping the tension goes away without him needing to act. If you wish for a partner who will firmly support you in tricky family moments, you may find his silence and distance disappointing.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not likely to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He tends to keep things to himself and avoids discussing personal or emotional matters, even with close family. This means your private life will usually stay private, which can be good for your trust.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being in a relationship with him feels quiet and peaceful, but also a bit lonely at times. He rarely argues or creates drama, and you'll have plenty of space to do your own thing.